Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita with Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
And we have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
This is episode 64. 9 things to get rid of now.
Ooh, I can't wait for this. I want to
I
hear what
know.
you have to say.
Is it sad and pathetic that I actually enjoy getting rid of things more than getting new things?
It's
You
better
do,
to
yes.
get rid than receive. I don't know. It's freeing. It just
it's like
feels
a
like you're running on the beach with the ocean breeze, and you don't have all that junk dragging
Oh
you
goodness,
down.
it's like confession time for me though.
I know, but then I mean, a couple of ticks later, I'm out like, ooh, let me buy some more white pictures.
I know. What is the matter with us? Because I'll spend all day getting rid of stuff, giving stuff away. Feels so good. And then I'm at the thrift store. Ooh, pretty.
Yes. We like shiny things, girls. What can I say?
Well, that's okay. And yeah, just something to spice things up. But there are a lot of things dangling around your house. I know there are dangling around mine that you just need to give a really hard look at. And we're going to help you do that today.
And if we clean our spaces out, we can make room for the things that we love or new things that we bring in that will enhance our home. And we want to give a shout out to Hay Needle today. Hay Needle has beautiful, beautiful home, garden, yard, all kinds of different and beautiful products. And we were talking about them earlier, and I've just gotten a couple of things that I just love from them. So, hey, clean out, straighten out, get rid of, and make your home beautiful, and think of Hay Needle.
That's right. So I think the thing that is confusing maybe to some people is sometimes it sounds like we're just rotating stuff in and we're just buying all this new stuff all the time and then getting rid of perfectly good stuff that we just bought. But that's not really what we're talking about. What happens is we end up accumulating. Some things really should go out the door. And even though even though you're in a mode, if you're in a mode of getting rid of things, it doesn't mean you can't have something new coming in. I mean, we were joking about it, but what's happened over time for me is I have moved into a curating mode. So if I love dishes, but before I used to just grab anything that was a great deal. Now I don't buy it unless it is just incredibly awesome.
That is so interesting because I have not articulated it even in my brain to myself that way, but that's exactly what has happened to me over the course of time. Even with clothing, I would just, it's $14.99 and it was marked down from,
Right.
72 at TJ Maxx. I'm just going to get that, and all of a sudden you have these things that you don't really love, or you kind of got a deal, or you thought it was a deal, or you were just in. Sometimes my mom and I laugh at a few things that we've purchased. You're like, what were we thinking? Like, why do we not stop each other? And that goes to clothing, decor, craft supplies, all kinds of things. Just, it's just taking all that stuff in and then having to absorb it into your life. It's not so great, right? It's better to get rid of it. And as you're saying, then curate and have less, but better.
I love that
and that's
word,
what I do.
Curate.
Yeah. So for example, with the dishes, I used to think, but I collect dishes, so I can't ever get rid of any. But that's not true. It was just taking over my house and giving this stuff away and selling some things, but giving things away just really honed my collection so that it really is a collection now and not a junk shop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good way to put
point.
that, Anita.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, okay, Yvonne. So
I'm
how about
so
you start?
excited.
Okay.
What
off
are you
the
getting rid of?
philosophy and
Okay.
on to the action?
Well, I must admit, since I've become a blogger, I do accumulate stuff. It's just the nature of the beast.
It is.
Because you want to show things that are fresh and new, and companies are so wonderful that they, to sponsor us and give us the opportunity to have the latest and greatest. And my children's home are furnished with things that I sort of recycle through. But my house was way more less cluttered when I was not a blogger.
That's
And
true. That
we
is a hazard. That's a hazard of the
Mhm.
job.
And I'm a little afraid to throw some things away because I can use them in a future post or a future how I want to arrange things if I want them new and fresh. Having said that, that's not my biggest problem. My biggest problem is paper clutter. So get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's got that. You don't need to be a blogger or an accountant
Right.
or
Well,
anything.
Just be careful,
Exactly.
though, because I thought, I don't need all these old,
Tax
bills from
returns.
well, almost. Well, it's like, I don't need all these electrical bills and water bills. And then, so I kind of got rid of some until Kevin said, where are all those bills? And I said, I tossed them.
I hate that question.
I know. And then it's, well, you used our house as an office. I need that for our taxes. Oh, man. I'm like,
Well,
oops.
the nice thing is you can go online now,
Yeah.
and get a lot of those.
Right. It's magazines and tear sheets and all that.
Oh,
kind of
I'll
stuff,
talk
too.
about those later.
Okay.
But what I have been doing is using a product called Neat, and it's like a little desk scanner that scans all of your papers, and that really does help cut down on the clutter.
Oh, wow.
But what we bring from our mailbox is ridiculous on a daily basis.
Well, 90% of that goes in the trash over here.
Exactly.
Isn't that
exactly?
crazy?
But it's just that overwhelming clutter, and I've just been going through and saying, no, I don't need 2010, like you said, electric bills. Let's just get rid of all of this. And so that's something I've been just on a tear about. I've actually gone through like boxes of things. And the only thing I don't throw away are our tax forms, our tax returns.
Right.
Well,
and
that sounds really interesting. So we'll put that in the show notes, right?
Yeah. And when we inherited all this stuff from my mother-in-law, she had not thrown away, I don't think they'd ever thrown away a piece of paper. I mean, they had their tax returns from like when they first started the whole, I think from the first tax return known to man, in the U.S. I mean, it was like from the 40s.
That's vintage tax returns. You could claim that.
Now, I will say this. Now, although there was so much junk, paperwork, everything, they didn't throw anything away. I found, going through all that stuff, I found World War II ration books.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
So that was worthwhile.
I mean, those are,
but anyway.
Yeah, something I like that I'd keep. But yeah, I just think it's freeing to get all that paper clutter out of your house.
Get it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kelly.
Yeah, we've all got at least 3 and probably more. So I'm going to start with mugs. Now,
yes.
mugs are just prolific, and people like to give mugs, and people, and even my girls have given Peter some mugs, like World's Greatest Dad.
How can you?
I know. The kids' handprints. We have those.
Yeah. Well, you have to keep those. You have to,
and then
those.
you put them in your cupboard. You close the door, and they reproduce. So
they
you
do reproduce.
Yes,
I know. Although World's Greatest Dad. There's a few other winners, or you get them. If you get to go to events, sometimes you get one like, why do I want a mug with a company on it? Mm-hmm. And so,
except ours.
That's
decorating
I was going to get to that.
Mugs.
Yes, decorating tips and tricks mugs is pretty fabulous. But if you have a whole bunch of mugs that are mismatched, or from places you don't even remember you were at, or companies you never worked for, just get rid of them and take them to Goodwill, drop them off, and let them be on their way. I'm sure somebody can use them, or maybe somebody's looking for a whole collection of IBM mugs or something, and you make them really happy. But that makes a big difference, because mugs take up a lot of space in your cabinetry as well. And how many mugs do you really need? I mean, how many people are you having over for coffee in a mug, every morning? Probably not a whole crowd.
No.
So,
or you could say, please pick a mug and take it with you.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great
put
thing
a
to have a
succulent
party.
in it and
Yeah.
give it away.
There you go. A lovely parting gift.
But some of them are just so bad you wouldn't even want to do that. I mean, obviously some that have some sentimental value perhaps you keep. But I would do a big clearing out, or even just colors. I decided when we moved here, all my mugs were going to be white, and I'm sticking to it. I had all different color mugs that kind of went with more autumnal colors that we had in the other house. And so I just got rid of them all. And some mugs you don't even like the way they feel in your hand, or they're not nice to drink out of, or
Yes.
they don't hold enough, or they're too big. So think about them.
Well, and how
which
many
ones
do you
you
really
like?
need? Yeah.
Which ones do you gravitate to? Maybe you have 4 or 6 mugs, and you're
You
done.
know, Kelly, I have 3 styles of mugs, and they're all white, and I don't let a mug that comes in my house that isn't one of those styles or colors, and you would say you can't give it away. If I put anything out on the road,
Yes.
I
Here
am not
too.
I'm not kidding you. We have put all kinds of things, and now it's like almost like funny. Like, okay, we don't need that. Put it out on the road, and within a half an hour. And we live out in the country. Like, who comes and gets it?
Okay, well,
But
I have
somebody comes
yeah.
and always gets it.
I have a little story. I mean, we used to live in the Hamptons, and I grew up there, and then Peter and I had a house there for a period of time. Okay, so people think, oh, the Hamptons, it's so swanky. And, you know, while it is, there's also like lots of real people that live there too and have lived there for a long time. And this is getting real. Around the corner from our house, which was in a nice area. I mean, they're all nice areas, but on a country road, probably similar to the roads leading to your house, Yvonne. This couple who we did kind of call them the Clampets. I have to admit that. But they did have a lot of things in their yard. So we didn't know them from a distance. We
Hey, the
affectionately referred
Clampets
to
had
them
money.
as the Clampets. Well, this was pre Mr. Drysdale
pre-oil well,
becoming
yeah.
involved in their lives.
Yeah.
They put a toilet out, not only just a toilet, but it said on it, best offer. And it sat there, I want to say, like a good part of the summer. But I was almost tempted just to take it away because it had to be gone, you know, or put a plant in it, put a fern in it. Oh, my Lord. So, yes, be careful what you put on the road.
No, we wouldn't go that far, but we put some pretty unusual things out.
Yeah, a set of mugs might be nice. You know, if they were white mugs, I would stop for them.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Anita, you going to share one?
Oh yes. You know what just kind of grows and grows is my pile of gift bags. You get a big gift, but the bag's so pretty and it's neat and clean, and hey, I might need it for a party I'm going to or something else. And then the next thing you know, like you said, they just makes, and then there's this huge pile. So,
Anita,
yeah.
you re-gift gift bags?
Oh, I'm so re-gifted.
I'm like appalled.
Are you serious?
Everybody does.
You're saying
You're
what do you do?
supposed to.
Just throw it out?
I don't use gift bags.
Oh, okay.
I'm a rapper. You know, I like
all right.
A wrapper with tape. Oh, I love the speed of a gift bag. But I'm so crazy with the gift bags. Okay, and I know there will be people listening, nodding their heads and maybe smiling because I'm not the only one that does this. I'll buy a gift bag, and sometimes you get them on sale, but sometimes you're like in a pinch. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm paying $5 or $6 for this gift bag. Okay, fine. So you buy the gift bag. I will not fill out the little card that's often attached to the string because I think
don't need that
the
either.
next person wants to use it.
I know because you want them
word.
to, exactly.
And I'm going to tell you, get rid of the gift bags and wrap your gifts.
I don't think there's anything wrong with gift bags.
No, like a little hostess gift and things like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
not.
It's perfect
Okay,
for a
apparently
candle.
we're from different camps there.
Well, yeah. Oh, wow.
So,
Well,
in
I
other
did
words,
not
how
know
many
this
gift
about-
bags do you keep? Maybe
Well,
like
how many
10?
do you keep? But here's what happens is, and I'm jumping on Anita's thing, but so I'm going to stop it. You say what happens. They get wrinkly, right? So you can't use them.
You say and I'll tell you what to say.
No, I don't reuse the tissue paper. I do actually get new
Oh.
tissue paper, which,
yes.
that's,
You can
I
put
have
the old
seen
one
a few
on the
wadded
bottom.
up pieces of tissue paper in bags I've gotten.
If you're padding it, like if it's a candle, you could put the old one on the bottom.
Yeah.
But not
That's actually a good idea.
oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm going to jump in from gift
Yes.
bags. We're going to our linen closets where there's old sheets and towels and washcloths and blankets and old pillows and anything that you put on your bed that's old and worn out or use for your bath. Get rid of those. And a nice place to get rid of towels and things like that is at dog shelters, animal shelters.
Yes. We
They
do that.
can use
Mhm.
them in the blankets.
Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
And also, we keep like a couple old sheets just in case we need to cover something or whatever. And also, we do keep a few towels because we've had like a pipe burst or this and that, and they're good for that. But other than that, go through them and get rid of them. They definitely have a life cycle.
Right. No, I think that's a great idea.
And that then opens up a lot of space.
Oh, it does. It's freeing. And the other thing that I have a lot of, and it just seems like it's like the mug thing. They keep growing. I have pillow inserts.
Well, yes, we know. Well,
Yes.
this is part of the addiction.
Yeah,
Space
it
bag.
is.
Space bag.
Yes.
Exactly. So I put them in space bags and put them under my guest beds. So get those pillow inserts or pillows out of your linen closet and make space for them. You don't necessarily have to get rid of them, but that's just like a little extra. But get rid of all those old ratty towels and things.
That's a good idea with those space bags because I am sure I don't have as many as you, but I do have a lot of inserts. And you don't want to throw the inserts out because they're good. And someday you might get a pillow that's a different size and you have to be ready for that sort of thing.
But I don't know why I think it's okay to keep old bed pillows. Like, we won't use them, so we get new ones. Just throw them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then Kevin thinks it's just right. Finally.
Oh, yeah. When
it's
they're
mushed
flat and
down.
mashed.
That's the way he likes it.
Okay, well, then we can send them all in a box to Anita's house.
No, do not.
For Kevin.
Okay, Kelly. What's yours?
Write to Anita if you have them. Anita?
No, I do not want you flattened pillows.
Okay, here's now, this is subjective, but I think you all know what I'm talking about. Bad baskets. There's a good basket, and you know it when you see it as a good basket. And then there are the bad baskets that may be like a, kind of like one of those cheese things came in.
Yes.
Or, one of those things that maybe got sent to, fruit, or got sent to, Kevin's office or, Bobby's office, or when Peter used to have an office or when I had an office, those kinds of things. And then you take it all out and people use it. And then it's like, and the basket is kind of not so great. The wicker sticking out, or you get a little basket that a plant was in. Now, I have just like a jar. Like I've hardly ever seen a basket that I didn't feel like at some point, maybe with some spray paint or with the right plant.
I
I should
understand.
just keep this because it's a basket after all. Get rid of those. You don't need all those baskets, and you're not going to put a little cruddy basket in your home.
Yeah, and
make it look good. It's just
I keep
not
thinking I'm going to use them for gifts, but I don't. So.
Yeah,
like,
don't
you mean
don't give me a gift in a
them?
bad basket in a reused gift bag.
That's what I tell
jewelry
myself.
Inside it. If there's jewelry inside it, I'll take a bad basket.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I think we end up saving these sentimental things. So do you get flowers and somebody gives it to you and it's in a vase and then you end up with all these vases?
Oh, the vases too, yeah.
Oh,
How many clear vases do you need? No, you don't really need those.
Dumped all of those, got rid of them. And it's hard even finding somebody who wants those.
Yeah, that's a goodwill thing, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I definitely.
Well, I don't know. I think that Kelly, you could spray paint them and do all kinds of fun things with them.
Now Anita's going to be like,
do that.
Darn it, I gave them away.
No. If you want to repurpose things like baskets or vases, keep the best one or two, but don't keep 10 of them. You're not going to use them.
Right. And you may not even know you have 10. So
and then
you're
really
going to want you all to look.
because your closets are all overstuffed.
Yeah. And then you have the stress of all those projects you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, they're just staring at you.
That's true.
Taunting you.
Taunting you, yes.
So as we're doing this, I mean, it's all this is really good information and great tips. And it's also an opportunity to take a hard look because sometimes we just, we're so busy in our daily lives, we're just going through and that pile of bad baskets are there, or the rumpled gift bags that you really would never you've probably looked at and passed over 10 times, but you're like, I can't really give it away. I might have to give an emergency gift and I might have to use the rumpled bag. Just so take a hard look after you're listening or while you're listening today and make a pile. And you can send us a picture of your pile if you want. And we would love to see what you're going to get rid of. Maybe we'd want some of it.
Oh, no.
Like
I don't even want my piles.
Anita's a little more ruthless than we are.
Yeah.
Well, remember, I grew up with the non-sentimental mom. So we moved a lot. So, I mean, nothing was saved. I have nothing from my childhood. So,
well, I did too. My mother, she just cleans and reorganizes the 5 things she has in the basement all the time. And we moved continents and but somehow I think it's just a personality you're born with. I tend to not find I find it good and freeing to give things, to get rid of
Don't
things.
you think it's a Depression era thing? Everybody that lived through the Depression or was born around that time, my mom was born around that time, they just can't throw. And I know Kevin's grandmother, she couldn't throw anything away.
No,
folding
my grandmother was
used
good at
foil, and you got to save your old foil
Yes.
and your Ziploc bags, and
yeah, I think that's a little bit of what was going on with the gentleman who lived here before us. Because he is like, well, they might not make screws anymore. There might be a war.
What if I can't afford them later? That's right. There might be a war.
I better save. I have 27,000 of them, but I'm going to keep this one.
Much to your advantage, Kelly, because you really have some beautiful things from him.
I do.
I have another one. This goes so far back I can't even tell you. When I was a young girl, I loved Glamour, Mademoiselle, magazines. I love Family Circle, Women's Day, Better Homes and Gardens, and I would collect them and put them under my bed in piles. Maybe I have a thing for putting stuff under my bed too, actually.
Yeah, I'm sensing that.
But literally, my bed was held up by my magazines. And that would be my relaxing time. If I would be out in the sun, I'd take a big stack of them. Who cares if they're 8 years old? And I would just pour over them. And that's carried over because there is an app, an app you can get, and it costs, and you can get all these magazines. And I did it for a while, but I really like the feel of a magazine in my
So you're not doing that service anymore.
No. And it's a very good service, but I love catalogs and magazines, but I really have to go through and get rid of them. So I have I have like a system, like I will save some seasonal catalogs that I really like. And then I was tearing things out that I liked, but then that got to be such a huge amount that I decided, and I would love to go through them, but that didn't work. So I just think, well, there's so much I can find elsewhere that I'm going to enjoy them for what they're worth, and use them more as inspiration as other than things to hold on to.
There you go. And speaking of magazines, I'm in the latest
Oh.
feature of, I'm in Romantic Home Magazines this
And
month.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
So beautiful.
And Decorating Tips and Tricks was mentioned. So there you
Yes.
go.
Fantastic.
So we made it in a
Fantastic.
magazine. Yay.
Yes,
So don't
Yes,
stick
the
that
first
under
one.
your bed.
No.
no.
But also, other than, so congratulations, Anita.
Yes,
that's
congratulations,
just
Anita.
wonderful.
We're so proud
What is
of
this,
you.
like your 23rd now magazine that you've been in?
Something like that.
Yeah. And I think I'm not exaggerating. I think that's what it is. And then also books. I love books. Now, I do use an app for books now, but I'm still so drawn to books, and I do like decorating books. So I usually don't throw this away, but I did purge my cookbooks. And I just did a post on that, so I'll put that up on the show notes, because I think they're nice to have, but then what do you do with them? I just don't. I have a pretty big house, but I don't have the space.
Yeah, and if
No,
you're not
yeah.
using them, yeah.
Right.
Well, and if you've inherited stuff, it just piles. It just gets to be such a big pile. So Kelly, what are you getting rid of?
Well, I have quite a large craft stash, and I'm starting to go through that now. I haven't really had an opportunity to be crafty since we've been renovating the house. It's been one big craft project, really. So I haven't been doing littler projects, but I'm hoping to get back to that. But the thing about craft projects and all the supplies is that you get in the mode and you go to the store and you buy all the stuff, and then maybe you buy even a little extra, and then sometimes time goes by and you can't even remember what you were going to make. Like, why did you have all those things, right? or what you were going to make didn't seem like, oh, maybe not, or you were going to do a Christmas thing and now it's July and sheesh,
And you
doesn't
can't
feel
even
like
find,
that.
and then you can't even find all the stuff that you needed for it. You're like, oh, forget it.
Exactly. So I am going to be doing that. Is everybody's maybe going to have to hold my hand a little bit, because I'm going to be doing that over this summer. I have several bins looking at me that just say craft supplies, and like they're huge, like those big, you can't get them bigger bins. And I am going to be ruthless and go through them and get rid of a lot of the little materials and a lot of the little googly eyes and things that I had maybe when the girls were littler. I'm probably not going to make things like that anymore. But
Right.
one of the biggest things is fabric, because over the course of time you just get fabric, or you cut some, and I will save the smallest little piece.
I've done
of
that
fabric.
too. What is it's like I'm going to make a quilt or something.
I
suddenly.
know. Well, you just never know. I think I have a whole
it's
giant
terrible.
Ziploc
A
filled
quilt
with
for an
quilt
ant.
things.
There you go.
I've gotten rid of so much fabric lately.
Yeah.
You're right.
And if you just know, like, no, those are not my colors anymore, especially since I have made a big transition in the last year and a half. So the colors are not the same and all of that. So I'm not going to be making pillows for other people that have autumnal colors. They can go get their own. So I don't
Right,
get that.
right.
But I found myself the other day, this is how hard it's going to be. This is just a little example of how hard it's going to be for me to get rid of my things, because I see potential in everything, like every
I
jar of
know.
spaghetti sauce. I'm like, that could be
Oh
so
boy.
Laura bought
I could take tongue depressors and glue them on the
I know.
outside.
of course. Oh,
And
well,
tie a
those
ribbon
could be,
around it.
those are, garden signs.
Mhm. Yes.
So Laura, we bought a dress for her, and it had those, the little straps of fabric that you could hang it on a hanger with if you didn't want
Yes,
to use the.
yes.
So those,
Uh-huh.
I don't know what they're. They probably have a name, but I don't know what they are. But they were bothering her. They were too long. So I cut them off, and the dress is in this pretty sunshiny yellow. And so I cut them off, and I'm just going to throw them in the bin. At the trash bin, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is these are nice ribbons. They're,
Yeah,
These are awesome.
8 inches long each. And I got,
Yeah, of course
and
I'll use that.
I took a Ziploc out. I put them in. I'm just sitting on the counter. I'm like,
Oh,
That was a waste of 5 minutes
I
of your
need
life
to
you'll
stop.
never get back.
What am I going to do with those? Or, if I'm
Mm-hmm,
making something where I need them, I'm never going to find them. So if you have a craft stash or fabric stash, I would suggest you give that a hard look.
And if you
hold-
have
know,
anything that has the word stash in it, you want to give that a hard look.
That's your sign right there.
that's a clear indication.
clue.
Unless it's money.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Then you can send it to Yvonne.
Right. If you're clearing
Send
out jewels, send it to Yvonne. Oh, that's so funny. You're absolutely right. Just the word stash definitely connotes there could be more there than you
red flag
need.
right there.
Yeah.
So for me, I think you've talked about this before, how you had all these cords, Kelly.
Oh, well,
And
Peter loves
was it
his
Peter?
wires.
Oh,
yes.
but you threw them out.
Well,
cords,
you know.
yes.
I
So
curate them.
So yeah, you curate them. So that's what I was going to say. We end up with these cords. I probably to like a movie camera that we bought 10 years ago that, it's not even functioning anymore. No way it's going to be used. I mean, there's all these cords. And then even like, what do you do with old computers?
Old electronics.
Well,
Yeah.
because it has personal
Yes.
information on it. So you don't want to just throw it.
You can have that actually wiped clean.
Yeah, good point. You need to wipe it clean. And if you have,
Where do you go to get it wiped clean?
well, you can just Google it. I mean, we do it
Okay.
here. I mean, in fact, I got a new computer not too long ago. And so when I've transferred all the stuff over, we're going to wipe that one clean. And on the bottom, if I know at least the Apple computers, there's a serial number, and you can go onto Apple and you can plug in the serial number and you can see what they would pay you for it.
So if you leave it out in the rain, does it eventually get to where you can't? Just wondering.
If your
I don't
computer's
know.
been in the
I
rain,
don't know.
I'm just asking for a friend. That's all.
oh yeah,
know,
it's for a friend.
I know
think,
that.
I think it's time just to maybe run it over with your car and throw it out.
But yes, I know old electronics and cords and things like that. What I've been doing for the last couple of years is I have one of those little machines, like those label maker machines, and I'll write the label of what the cord is and put it actually on the cord, attach it to the cord. So at least I know what the cord is.
No wonder you don't have time to go through your old magazines.
Really?
You're very busy.
So what does the label say? A cord for old
It would say,
camcorder
like,
from 1985?
It would say like Canon, whatever. Canon.
Well, so the point is, don't
camera,
label something
you know.
that you're really not going to still need.
Yeah,
or
don't
use.
bother
Don't waste your
labeling
time
it,
doing
Anita,
that.
if
Oh,
you don't
no.
have it
As I
anymore.
get new things, like I have one of those watches that you have to plug into your computer and it downloads like all your sleep, blah, 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 blah. But that's how you charge it. Well, I had to actually label that because I'm thinking I'm going to stick that in a drawer and I'm going to think, what on earth was this for?
Yeah.
Mhm. So that's how I
That's
use
a good
that.
idea. And then for the electronics that you need to get rid of, there are usually e-waste events. You can
Yes,
check
exactly.
your local municipality.
Because is it the lithium batteries? You're not supposed to throw them out anyway.
No, you're not. You're not. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quinn's. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Wow. I think we did a great job today, taking a hard look around.
I still have a long list.
So do I. I have
Okay.
2 more. Can I add 2 more?
Well, all righty.
Go through your candles. Because candles get motley after a while, even if they're not burned all the way down. And so I just go through those every once in a while because I do like candles, so they can take up a lot of space. The other one, like you're saying, jars, I'll wash those caper jars. It's so cute and long. I may not find another one like it. Well, when you have 12 caper jars, you don't need 12 caper jars.
No, you don't.
You just maybe need one, maybe not. And the other thing is tote bags. I'm like the tote bag queen.
Yeah.
And when you go to events and things, they'll give you a tote bag.
Yes, everything has a tote bag.
They're like my prized possessions. They're like my children. And I just have a closet full of tote bags.
Now, do you use them when you go shopping?
Oh, I use tote bags
Grocery
all
shopping?
the time.
Do you use them, Kelly?
No, actually, I have I really have these cool bags that are insulated on the inside.
She's sounding so organized. I'm beginning to dislike her.
And then she
No.
labels them as to what produce. And the meat
I have
bag.
you so fooled. So the people who dearly know me intimately.
Wait a minute. We don't know her dearly.
Yeah, what?
Well,
what?
I mean,
what?
But you've never,
Gosh.
you're not in my study with me right now as I'm looking around with a stack of
okay.
magazines and a bunch of
we
papers.
all right.
I
We
have
know
to
we're not
file.
Bobby. We know.
Oh,
We know
man.
we're not Bobby.
And the other
Man.
thing is napkins. I collect like decorative, pretty
Paper or fabric?
napkins. Paper.
I just got rid
Paper.
of a stack of fabric napkins because they weren't the colors. I mean, they were all these like mint green. I'm not using that.
Yes.
So
there
I got
you
rid
go.
of them
There's
all.
some
Gave
more
them away. Somebody
things.
else loved getting them.
I may regift some of my paper napkins. They're so pretty.
Well,
But,
you can put them
I
in a
think-
gently used gift bag and host
Let me send them to
a
you.
candle.
and stick it in with
Maybe
a
an old
basket.
magazine.
Well, I have some
Well,
old candles
hey.
too. We had on the back porch, and some mice chewed on them. So that's great.
Let's rename this "How to Regift Things Around Your House." Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a
so
whole
cute.
other podcast. Oh, how funny. Well, here, I don't know if they do it everywhere, but it's very serious business here to bring your reusable grocery bags to the grocery stores.
Well,
Oh,
you're in
yes,
California.
here
You have to
too.
do that.
Yeah.
You don't have a
Mhm.
Yeah.
choice.
So I do have a lot of those too. But even if you're using them for that purpose, sometimes, it's just time to go through and either give them a good wash or chuck them.
Yeah, I'm talking about decorative. Like every time, well, even when we go to Haven, we get these great bags. Well, I have 4 years worth of beautiful bags, and I just sort of can't get rid of them. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should do that and just keep one.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Anita, do you have anything else, or are we good to go now?
Oh man. Well, we're good to go because
All right.
I know we're running out of time.
Well, we gave everyone so many ideas today, and I hope that some of them rang true with you, or maybe I should say I hope they didn't ring true with you and that you are free of clutter. But if you aren't and you've got some things that you need to get rid of, get rid of them now. No time like the present. So take a hard look around. And thanks so much for being with us today. We want to remind you that we are here to help you create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy and it would mean so much to us. And if you do rate and review us, we're going to enter you to win a fantastic giveaway. The details for the giveaway are in the show notes for this episode, and you can find the show notes at decoratingtipsandtricks.com.